Tomorrow is the start of a whole new life for Cardano. It's a little like we worked hard in high school and then studied like crazy in college and grad school. Tomorrow is graduation day, and it's time to go out into the bright, beautiful world. Buckle up, Cardano. We're in for an interesting ride. Ready? Let's go. It's finally, officially, legit Sunday swap day. We hope, anyways. We hope it launches today. We think it's going to launch today. We're going to talk about it. We'll also talk about how we're now apparently doing even more volume than Ethereum. And we'll also go through a very concise explanation of how we're going to scale from IOHK. I think that might be useful starting today and going forward. Today is the Sunday swap launch. There's going to be a lot of energy and attention focused on this event that shouldn't in any way be construed as diminishing the contributions of the Muesli Swap team. I'll be forever grateful to them for bringing us the first DEX on Cardano. But there are going to be a lot of eyes on Cardano tomorrow just because Sunday Swap is so well known within the ecosystem and now even outside of the ecosystem. There's also a lot going on with this particular launch. It's an AMM with a lot of things going on. So if you go into the Sunday Swap Discord right now, you're going to find it's a wash with all kinds of questions about liquidity provision and yield farming and delegation to the ISO. Honestly, that's all to be expected. This is the first launch of a monster-sized dApp on the Cardano network inside the Cardano ecosystem. Sunday Swap has over 250,000 Twitter followers. And when those 277,000 some odd Twitter followers look at Sunday Swap, they see opportunity. They see yield and free tokens and all kinds of possible positive things. In this type of an environment, it's easy to forget that things like impermanent loss and exploits still exist. There's plenty of literature online about impermanent loss and even a very interesting study that's been done on impermanent loss versus yields. That's very easy to find if you just Google impermanent loss study. As I'm speaking right now, it's the first entry that pops up in Google. Also, do not forget, anytime you concentrate this much crypto wealth in one place, you are creating a gigantic involuntary bug bounty. There will be a lot of people tomorrow probing, searching, looking, examining, experimenting, trying to find any possible exploit. If they can find a way to take all of the monies, they will do it. The whole time telling themselves that code is law, and if they can steal everybody's money, that is rightfully theirs. This is going to happen tomorrow. There are probably people out there getting a lot of sleep tonight because they know they're going to spend all day tomorrow. As soon as this launches, they're going to spend the entire time trying to find an exploit so they can steal all the money. And being audited is not a complete shield to exploits. The auditors can't always stay one step ahead of the people who would want to make use of these exploits. Even projects that have been audited by very legit auditors have been the victims of exploits over on the Ethereum side very recently. You've heard me say it before, but your ADA are like little lobsters on the ocean floor, running around doing fun lobster things, playing little lobster games, and then they see a cave. It looks like a nice, warm, cozy lobster cave. They try to go in the cave, and then suddenly they realize it's not a cave at all. It's a lobster trap. Next thing you know, all of your little ADA lobsters are up on a boat, and they're being harvested by the lobstermen. And even if you say to yourself, but there was an audit, the lobstermen won't care. So just be aware, if you're depositing any amount of ADA that would have a substantially negative impact on your life, if you're depositing that amount anywhere, there's some risk there. Having said all that, I'm really excited about the Sunday Swap launch, and I'm really looking forward to watching this all go down. Apparently, I'm not the only one who's excited for this. as you can see here on this table from Masari, it looks like Cardano over the 24-hour period being reported has done a transaction volume of 10 billion, while Ethereum has only done 7.58 billion. So before we were talking a little bit about how Cardano was doing similar transaction volumes to Ethereum. It looks like now we're doing quite a bit more in transaction volume. And the same story about fees has been holding true. While Ethereum charged 38.65 million in fees for that volume, smaller than Cardano's volume, Cardano only charged 76,000 and change. We're just a much more efficient blockchain. Credit to Cardano Rise for pointing this out on Twitter today. If you are the perpetual ferocious Cardano keyboard warrior and you are intent on doing battle with your worst enemies tomorrow among the Ethereum and Solana maximalists, probably a lot of other chains too, but a lot of those, you are going to need some Basho ammunition tomorrow. A lot of your fight is going to be about how scaling is going to happen in 2022, because it sounds like there is going to be some congestion tomorrow because of this launch. There's going to be congestion. And the main point of attack from the maximalists is going to be all about how we are not prepared to scale. We haven't scaled. We weren't ready for this launch, even though we all know what's going to happen tomorrow. Luckily, your friend, Tim Harrison, he already gave you all the ammunition you need several days ago in this article, How We're Scaling Cardano in 2022. Not only did he give you like a great narrative article explaining everything about block size increase, pipelining, input endorsers, memory parameter increases, Plutus script enhancements, node enhancements, on-disk storage, sidechains, Hydra, off-chain computing, and Mithril, he also gave you this awesome infographic, which gives you an easily consumable version of the same information, tells you exactly how big the block size increase was and is meant to be in the future, exactly what input endorsers are, why memory parameters are going to help with scaling, tells you exactly what each of SIPs 31, 32, and 33 are. Don't forget SIP 33, the reference script SIP, is going to be a huge one. These will come, we think, in the June hard fork. Node enhancements tells you all about node enhancements, especially node version 1.33.0, on-disk storage, sidechains, Hydra, off-chain computing, Mithril. This is a great rundown. You can just go and reference this in your battles with the maximalists, and then you won't be stuck just repeating Hydra over and over and over again. If you read through this article, this really does represent a very cohesive plan for scaling this year. I mean, it's not all just Hydra. They're doing everything, like pretty much everything in the blockchain space that can be done to optimize throughput in proof of stake. IOHK is on top of it. They're doing it right now. They're doing all of the things. This is just another example of why I love IOHK's approach so much. They really are blockchain scientists. They're an entire company of blockchain scientists. And because they really understand what I'm kind of naively calling blockchain science, they can tackle every single one of these possible scaling solutions. We don't have to worry about IOHK being monolithically and intractably focused on just one scaling solution. They're going to do it all. Be careful out there, and I will talk to you tomorrow.